In other videos, we saw how to consume a web service created by a third party, and how to publish web services with GeneXus in their most basic form. In these videos, we'll focus on advanced features that provide more flexibility when using web services, such as changing the server where they run, or the authentication data, how to group web services, execution of several methods in a single web service, invocation of HTTP methods in REST services, or how to handle errors as a result of invocation, among other topics. First, let's see the publication of web services with GeneXus. As we've already seen in other videos, in GeneXus, we can expose procedures, business components, or data providers as web services. To do so, we set the expose as web service property to true, and then with the web service protocol property, we define if we want to use the SOAP protocol, REST, or both. If we're exposing a SOAP service, another way to do this is to set the call protocol property to the SOAP value, and the properties we mentioned before will be set automatically. Depending on the chosen protocol and the exposed object, we'll have some more properties to configure the web service. For example, if we publish a REST service and we want our service to comply with the OpenAPI protocol, we can generate the necessary interface information with the Generate OpenAPI Interface property. Another way to publish web services is by using the API object, which is valid for publishing procedures and data providers. So far, we've seen how to publish web services with GeneXus with both SOAP and REST protocols. Now let's see how to consume services with both protocols, including the OData protocol from a GeneXus application. As shown in other videos, to invoke a web service from a GeneXus object, we can create an object of external object type and manually configure its properties. However, it's advisable to use the wizard's access through the Tools Application Integration menu that will facilitate the task. We can import SOAP web services through the WSDL import option, REST with the OpenAPI import option, and a special type of web services called OData services with the external data store service import option, which provide operations to insert, modify, or delete records from a database through a website. The wizard will vary depending on the type of web service selected. If the web service is SOAP, GeneXus will automatically create an external object associated with the web service, and the structured data types required for managing its data. Otherwise, if it was REST, several GeneXus objects will be automatically created, and we'll usually include them in a module, for example, web services. Also, they will allow us to automatically run the service through these objects in our KB. The wizard will leave in an API folder the programs to invoke, and in a model folder, the SDTs to manage the data. If an OData service was selected, GeneXus will create a data store of service type associated with the external data source. Also, as many data view and transaction objects will be created as entities were in the model, afterwards, we'll be able to work with the transactions created, as with any other transaction of our application. In the following videos, we'll see in detail how to consume and publish SOAP and REST services with GeneXus.